Welcome to Jolene's Books and Writers Talk podcast, where we celebrate the creative minds shaping today's literary world. I'm your host, Jolene McFadden, author and founder of Southern Dragon Publishing, the proud sponsor of this program. Each week, we talk with writers, educators, and innovators who share their journeys, lessons learned, and the stories that move us all. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce Matthew D. Hale, a visionary educator, retired U.S. Marine, and an award-winning self-published author. As the founder of We Gonna Learn Today, Matthew is transforming how we teach Black history, civics, financial literacy, and coding to the next generation. His Black Historical Figures Activity Workbook series has earned national media attention and inspired classrooms across the country. Stay tuned for an inspiring conversation about representation, innovation, and the power of education through storytelling. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this episode wherever you're listening or watching. It helps us grow and keeps independent creators in the spotlight.
Hey, my name is Matthew Hale. I am the author of 10 activity workbook series on Black historical figures. They are on every major bookstore, Amazon, Books A Millions, Barnes & Noble. You can also get them on my website at wegonalearntoday.com. A little bit about me is about 4 or 5 years ago, I started trying to find information on Black historical figures for my grandkids. And I really couldn't, it was limited to a few people. So I took it upon myself to start creating this series, and I started with inventors. Then I realized that every kid doesn't want to be an inventor. I was like, what about these other categories? Musicians, entertainers, comedians, public activists, the arts. So I came up with 10 different subject lines, and I wrote these 10 books. There are 25 people in each book. There's 8 pages dedicated to each person. And what sets my books apart from other books is their activity workbooks created to keep the kids or young teens or adults engaged in the material. You don't just feel like you're reading at all times. There's a section for a bio, but then I start doing things like word searches, crossword puzzles, cryptographs. But the key thing is all of the information in those things are surrounded about that individual. So you're learning about a Maya Angelou or Frederick McKinley, some of the things that they have done in their lifestyle to help you challenge yourself and go to creating your goals and aspirations. It has taken off tremendously, especially here in the Tampa Bay area where I reside. I've been on ABC Action News, Channel 8, Daytime Talk Show, Tampa Bay 10, Beautiful People, What's Right with Tampa Bay. It's been really good. It's just focused around a lot of the Black history. And to top that off, I'm a computer engineer by trade. I took all the information and I created the website, wegonalearntoday.com. And now those books are at your fingertips with a slew of interactive activities. Now I go to schools and I use smartboard technology to showcase these different individuals as well as civics and finance to help young students and teens get a better view on life, trying to create that foundation a little earlier than waiting until they get to college.
And are you on social media?
Yes, ma'am. I am on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. All of them are We Gonna Learn Today is the handle. And you can get to all of those links on my website right at the top of the page.
I want to make sure I go in and like and share and all that fun stuff. On your website, do you have a list of events?
No, I sent out a newsletter and I post it on all of my social media. I want to set up like where you can book me because I do go to multiple schools and churches and stuff, and they invite me out. I do little workshop events. All of my stuff is interactive. I have my own smart board. I bring it if they don't have one. Some schools don't have one at this time. It really showcases the website when I bring that. It's a different atmosphere when the kids, because they're constantly participating in the whatever event that I'm doing.
You made an app for yourself?
Yeah, it's WGLT. It's in the Google Play Store. It is not in the Apple Store yet, just because the developer fees are different. And I used to have an Apple account, but I didn't realize that you had to keep paying it every year. Google, you just pay it once. And my app was up there and then it wasn't. Nobody else could download until I pay the reoccurring fee. I don't make, because my thing is a nonprofit, so I don't really make money off of it. I give this information away for free. I do get donations and stuff, but it hasn't been that significant to where I can continuously take that price range for right now.
Okay. Have you ever considered doing a Kickstarter for?
Yeah, Zephy is who I go through for my donations, and they do a lot of different Kickstarter stuff on there. So I try those things, but I haven't tried the Kickstarter piece because, again, they all take proceeds from it. And I get the whole model of it. I love Zephy. It allows you to keep 100% of your dollars that people donate. It goes to whatever program. I just take the dollars and re-put them back into the program.
All right, I'll have to check out this everything. That
Yeah,
sounds
Zappy gives 100% of whatever you pull in donation wise, because they're a nonprofit and they built this app for nonprofits so that they get 100% of the proceeds.
And is there any other books you're hoping to get into the series?
I did add new titles, but I added them on the website so that people can visit the website. When I do festivals and stuff, people give me suggestions. One festival I went to, people was like, you should really do Black superheroes. Now that's on the website. Sometimes people ask for world leaders. That's on the website. There's a book on world leaders, like from Africa and Haiti and Dominican Republic. People ask about the Divine Nine, which is sororities and fraternities that are Black sororities, and that's on the website now. What I've been doing is taking people's suggestions and adding them to the website just to attract people to the website. The books are pretty good. The sales are good on their own. So I was trying to funnel people to the website to give them a reason to go there as well.
Excellent. Are you hoping to do any other kind of writing in the future?
Yes, I'm actually working on it's all of the American wars, but what's making mine different, I'm highlighting the Black individuals that participated in each war and showcasing how their participation and dedication at that time helped affect the war. It's been interesting from the Revolutionary War to the most recent, how Black historical figures have participated in these different wars. When you do social studies classes, you really just don't hear about them.
I just
So
watched the women's.
688.
Yeah, that was such a good movie.
Yeah, 'cause I have a nice section on World War II. Black individuals, they did a lot in that war that never came out. And some of those were detrimental to us winning the war over here in the United States.
Oh, that's pretty much true.
I'm actually working on that now, and it's going to come out here in the near future. I just want to put some tweaks on it, and I want to try to make it where it's engaging, to where it's not just a blah story.
You're using like census records and the military records now that they've all
Yep.
decommissioned, as it were.
Right. Yeah. I was in the military. I'm a retired Marine, so I know about most of that stuff and some of the different avenues to tap into to get some of these different records.
Other than historical research, have you ever considered any other genre, such as mystery, sci-fi?
Yeah, sci-fi. Like I said, I'm a computer engineer by trade. I actually am working on a sci-fi game. It's called Progeny, and it's built off of the gods, Zeus and them. And the main character is a woman, and she is a direct lineage of the goddess of war. And she's always had these abilities, but never knew that she was a demigod. She just knew that she was good at doing certain things. And it's all about her fighting skills because there's no guns in this game. It's a futuristic game, but you know how evolution just keeps repeating itself.
Yeah.
It's gone back to realizing that guns and stuff aren't honorable. And it's back to hand combat, and you looking your opponent in the eye and actually fighting that way. It's in the works. I am hoping for that to come out in the next couple of years.
As a young man growing up, what books did you like to read the most?
To be honest, I didn't really like reading, but I like The Lightning Thief. That was a series that I can't think of the author's name right now. But that kind of piqued
Royden?
my,
Royden?
yes, that piqued my interest in reading. It was one of those things where if I didn't feel entertained after the first chapter or so, then I just put that book down. That Lightning Thief, and then I read the other books as well. But that one like piqued my interest. It drew me in, and I couldn't put it down. I was an A student, went to college on an academic scholarship. The only thing that really stood was computers, because computers had just come on the scene when I was graduating high school. I was really good at math. I really took to computers, and then I ended up getting a bachelor's and a master's degree in computer engineering, and I have a bunch of different certifications. I'm an Azure architect and stuff like that. It's been computers for me since I graduated. I've pretty much been in the computer realm that whole time. Went in the military, did computers in that, retired, came back, worked for the military, and made it to some senior positions. Worked for SOCOM and stuff, and I was the senior Azure architect when I finally left there. And then I started my nonprofit, and this is what I've been doing ever since.
I started before you. I was in the 80s. I started with BASIC and
Oh,
apples, and then I got into COBOL.
I'm about to say COBOL was, yeah.
I love COBOL. It is so nice and structured, and we had those forms. You filled them out. Of course, I hated typing them up, but
I tell people, I say, I remember when a computer was the room, like the whole room was a computer. Like we can fit 100 of them in a room now, but before it was just one room was the computer.
I one of my temp jobs was changing out the magnetic tapes in a computer
Mm.
center. And then they had just started with cassettes. So some of the newer ones
Um,
had cassettes. And if you did not get that job, that tape up there when that job was called for, ooh, you got written up because you were too slow.
buddy,
All righty. What do you find is the most difficult part of the writing process?
I would say the motivation to stick with
Yes.
it. Once you start doing your first draft and you go read through it, and then like, are people even going to be interested? It's interesting to me, but is it going to pique someone else's interest? And you almost talk yourself out of it, and then that other voice comes in and was like, let's just throw it out there and see. When I put it out, like the response was overwhelming. I just was overwhelmed by the people gravitating towards it and starting to get TV interviews. When they talk about that overnight success, you have no clue. Like, you're like, wait, what? Just the other day, I was trying to get people to look at this book. And now it's on the news. My neighbors in here were calling me the neighborhood celebrity. It was crazy. They was like, hey, I just saw you on the news yesterday. Yeah, it was just surreal.
Are you upset as I am about the TikTok ban?
Oh, I know we're a controlling country, and they don't have full control over how people are utilizing TikTok. I don't think it's going away completely. I think that eventually it's going to make its way through, but it's going to hurt it enough to where if there's somebody else able to put something up, that it will take millions of followers away. I'm already seeing videos of people saying, hey, TikTok is going in the next month or so. Nobody knows the exact date, but they're like, hey, you can still catch me on my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel or whatever. And they're trying to already start getting their fan base to start moving over to other things. I love its algorithm that you don't have to like pay for a certain audience. I could put it up, and if it's relevant, it'll take off on its own. It'll start hitting different areas on its own. Where I feel like on Facebook and Instagram and X, I have to post specifically for an audience for it to get to somewhere. And TikTok took that away. It made that non-relevant. Like you can just post and then you look up, I got 10,000 views. Whoa, I got 20,000. I remember one of my things, I got 70,000 views on it. I was like, oh my God. You just don't know what people are going to take to. It's unfortunate because a lot of people learn, but that's just our way of life right now. Social media is how people are learning, and people feel more comfortable because people are more genuine given the information vice the way that we've been traditionally taught to get the information.
What I like about it the most, it is a personal kind of way to connect with people.
Yep.
It gives you access to people around the world that you would have never gotten. New Zealand, Australia, Germany, UK, Ireland, Scotland. I follow all those writers over
Yeah, yeah.
there, and they interact with me and I interact with them, and we commiserate over weather, of course. And you find that they are going through the same types of things that we are.
Yeah. We're not so different after all.
That's right. Is there any piece of advice that you would give a young up and coming person who is thinking about getting into the writing game? Where do you suggest that they start?
I tell them that a one rule of thumb that I have learned over the years is that if you're thinking it, 10,000 or more people are thinking that same thing. Like you were saying, we are alike in so many ways. And the thoughts that you're having, other people are thinking that, and just you be that voice that's willing to put it out there. And you'll see fast how many more people are willing to comment, be like, I was going through the same thing, or I'm so glad you talked about this because it helped me confront it and be there for myself, or help my brother out. I see him doing this. That's helping me understand that person more. So I would tell them just have a little bit of courage to be willing to be that voice because other people feel that same way. And by you unlocking your voice, you'll help somebody else unlock theirs.
And on that note, that sounds like a great way to end this program. Good luck.
Thank you
I'll
so much.
see
I
you there.
appreciate
And
it.
thanks so much for participating.
Yes.
That's all for today's episode of Jolene's Books and Writers Talk podcast. I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to Matthew D. Hale for joining us and sharing his passion for empowering young minds through education, creativity, and representation. You can learn more about his work and the We Gonna Learn Today project at wegonalearntoday.org and follow him on social media at We Gonna Learn Today across TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you enjoyed this conversation, please take a moment to like, subscribe, comment, share wherever you're listening or watching. Your support helps this podcast reach more writers, readers, and dreamers just like you. Jolene's Book and Writers Talk podcast is proudly sponsored by Southern Dragon Publishing, helping authors turn their stories into success. Until next time, keep writing, keep reading, and keep sharing your story with the world.